we live or not? Give me 1 second, gang. Oh, we are. Sorry, gang. Alright, so guys, I just came back from work. Long day. Still the same day. Eating some food. And I've just finished watching the BMW 6 Series, bringing back to life. So if you haven't watched that one already, feel free to check out that video. Just finished it. Then I was scrolling down. I found a video that I really wanted to watch, which is this one here. It says buying a $1,100 BMW and bringing it back to life. That to me sounds beautiful. I mean, a £1,100 BM. I want to see what they do. Let's get straight into it. Also, before the video starts, I hope everyone's having a great day. That's really it.
We did it.
How can I bring all this food upstairs, guys, and forget a fork? Oh my gosh. I'll be back in a minute.
We bought another car. This time
Ha! I'm too fried. I have a fork.
I'm an E39 540i, and we picked this baby up.
We're still drinking too.
$1,100.
And if you guys didn't already know, our Patreon members picked this car. We put out a poll on the Patreon, and you guys exclusively wanted another 5 Series build on the channel, and I think we delivered.
5 Series.
We found literally the cheapest and most clapped 540i on the planet. I mean, nowhere else are you gonna find one this cheap.
And if you're unfamiliar with how special this car is, let me introduce you to the world of E39s. Being the 4th generation of the BMW 5 Series and the 1st generation to use aluminum for all major components in the front and rear suspension, this car is known amongst enthusiasts as the holy grail of BMW sedans. Being fitted with a pre-Vanos 4.4-liter naturally aspirated V8 in 1997, the 540i model was extremely close in build and performance capabilities to the M5 of that year, with just a few easy mods. Many people claim this is the last good driving 5 Series ever made. Ours, however, is going to need a lot of love and a lot of work before we can get it on the road.
It's nice. It's like a gangster car. Old school gangster whip. I would drive that. I'm not going to lie.
And in typical backspeed voice,
Yeah, that with a custom plate, I would be driving that.
Problem numero uno. It had a blown tranny, and the previous owner pulled the tranny
Blown
out,
tranny?
in the middle of the swap. He ended up breaking the motor.
What the hell?
We gotta somehow fix now in this video.
It's pretty freaky.
And the brand used 200,000-mile transmission that should work in this car is in the trunk along with all the other parts. So we should have all the parts. We just gotta fix everything and put it all.
Is it manual or
There's
automatic?
some
Manual.
stings, but overall the car is actually really, really nice, other than it being broken. Now for problem number dos, we got a contamination issue. Worse than mold, worse than bodily fluids.
Poop.
We got a case of the black ice.
Oh my days.
Luckily, I got a guy.
What the fuck? He can just threw that with his hands.
Consider it done. 13 of the 17
It's got no
bolts
transmission.
are snapped off, and it gets even worse. Some of them he used an extractor on, and he broke the extractor off in the bolt. Now we have the monumental task of figuring out what we're going to do and how we're going to remove these bolts. This plate is essential because what it does is it blocks off this coolant passage. So if you don't do this right, if somehow we mess up, we just say fuck it, we get most of the bolts in and we put it on. We put the transmission in, go through all that work. You go drive the car, and it's just gonna start pouring coolant.
Oh
so
no!
It's not something you can half-ass. You have to do it the right way, and it's kind of a big deal because some of these ones, easy. I think we could get them out. But the ones with the bolt extractors in them, bolt extractors are a special type of hardened steel. So it's gonna be a big task. But if we figure out how to do that, we actually successfully accomplished this part, then we've got to put a transmission in, no biggie. We have a used transmission. I have no idea if it works.
Used
Honestly, I
tranny.
don't even know if this engine runs. We bought it completely
What?
unknown.
Oh my
we don't know
days.
what we're gonna run into, but if all works out, if that transmission works, if we could actually seal this off, then we're gonna have a running, driving E39 540i with not too many miles. The car, there's some spots that are a little beat, but it's not that
How
bad.
many
It's
miles?
actually very
Say it.
clean. for $1,100, which is probably the best deal we've
$1,100
on
is
our channel.
cheap
Most
though,
of the
man.
cheap cars that we get for under $2 grand are kind of beat. I mean, you can't argue with buying a car for, you know, $600, $900, $1,600, but usually they're really beat. And if you want them to be nice, you're gonna have to put a little bit of money into them. This car, if this all works, really, you don't have to put any money into it. It is pretty solid. That's why we're taking on this task. No one had any interest in it. It was up on Marketplace for a long time, and we had been messaging and seeing what we could do, and showed up in person, said, hey, I'll take it off your hands for $1,100. Worked out. If you want to get good deals on cars, remember, cash is king. When you lowball people on Facebook Marketplace, they're not going to take it. But when you show up in person with cash in hand, especially on a car that doesn't run, you're going to walk away with that car 9 times out of 10. Okay, let's figure out these bolts first.
Okay, when it comes to extracting these broken bolts with no bolt head, there's only a few methods you can do to get the bolt out. So a lot of people use heat. You could use, obviously, an extractor, which the old owner has tried and broken 2 into the bolts. And you could also try potentially drilling out the bolt, using a tap to remake the threads. There's a lot of different ways to go about this. And I'm sure you could ask a lot of mechanics out there and everyone's gonna have a different opinion. We already tried heating it up. It made absolutely no difference.
Cash
And
is
then we
king,
did
man. He
try
said it.
a bigger extractor than the one he broke. And it felt like it was gonna snap, honestly. So
W Cash.
we're gonna now move to drilling out and tapping the threads. Now you gotta be careful in doing that because this is an aluminum block. Very easy to mess it up. With a traditional iron block, the tap may be able to find the old threads and make it easy. Not the case here. So when drilling out the bolts and using a tap, the most important thing is that you're straight, you're center.
You're straight.
Try to do that. And what's super cool is that amongst all the old
Amongst
drivetrain
us,
parts, it looks
among
like
us,
he was
sus.
trying to get some of the new parts to replace stuff. So we actually have a set of new bolts right here, which is pretty cool. And basically, here's the plate. Aluminum, same as the block. And it's crazy that there's this many bolts for such a small little plate. That goes to show you that maybe these things are just prone to leaking. You don't really torque these down very heavily. Like I said, when drilling and tapping, the #1 most important thing is that you're straight and center in the hole, especially when you have to
Yes.
line
Make
7
sure you're
bolts.
straight and
So,
center in
way
the
we're gonna
hole.
do that is using a high quality, high speed steel tap, which we have right here, that matches the thread of these bolts, which is 6 by 1 millimeter. And we're gonna be using what's called a drill bushing. And why these things are useful is that they will sit inside the hole in this plate and be able to guide a drill bit, which is, this is a 4 millimeter drill bit. It'll be able to guide it through the hole straight into what we're trying to extract out of it. So once you pop it in, this drill bit perfectly fits in the center, and that will ensure that we're getting a perfect center because all the bolts are broken, which means it's a jagged edge. You're not really gonna be able to get a good centering on it. You're not going to really be able to get a good punch on it. So this is clearly the way to do it. Now this is all hypothetical, and I guess let's go try it and see if it works.
Let's do it.
Immediately starting the drill, the realization hit me that this was not going to be a walk in the park. All that mattered was that the strengthened carbide drill bits that I was using were slowly starting to remove the old bolt and broken extractor. Ladies and gentlemen, this meant that it was possible, and that's all that mattered.
After trying the good old extractor method, and we had absolutely no luck, we switched to just drilling the old bolts out and running a tap through it. And for the most part, it's been pretty easy and clearly pretty successful. Sometimes we're making new threads, and sometimes you're able to use the drill bit to get most of
What
it
is
out,
talking about,
so we can
chat?
pick and take out the old bolt, the remnants, from the threads. So
How?
I got like a few more left, and
How?
we're gonna bang this out so we can put
How?
the transmission in. I
How?
honestly can't wait to hear.
How?
With all that being said, this is a very tedious process, especially with the bolts with the broken extractors broken off into them. That's been quite the challenge. We've had to use a variety of different types of
Chat, I'm
drill
taking
bits
off my
to cut through
socks. They
that,
stink.
But overall, definitely the best method to get this done.
How much
We're
would you
currently
pay for my
about
socks?
60% of the way done. So let's finish off the rest of these. Hopefully it goes smoothly. Then we can move on to putting the transmission in.
We opted to switch it up to this high-speed air drill. And one reason being it gave us a lot of extra clearance to get to those top bolts that we had to drill out. And the other reason being that carbide and a carbide drill bit loves to spin fast. And the conventional electric
Spin
drill
fast.
just doesn't cut it. This air-powered one spins at a much faster rate, which the carbide needs to efficiently remove and drill out the old bolt. We're slowly getting there. one
Okay,
bolt
they
at
are.
a time.
One bolt at a
Guys,
time.
I have successfully tapped every hole in sight on this car.
Let's go.
Officially drilled through every single remaining bolt and bolt with broken extractor in it. It was a very tedious and time-consuming process, but nonetheless, we
You
got
done it.
It didn't
Yeah.
cost so much money, just some broken drill bits. Not a big deal. So now it's time for the moment of truth. We can take that plate bolt it on and see if it'll hold pressure. I have a pressure testing kit, so we'll basically simulate the cooling system holding pressure, and if it doesn't leak any air, we can put this transmission in and get this car started. Let's do it. In addition, guys, what's really cool about this specific project is when we got it, looks like he had kind of already planned to fix it, but then he didn't. So we already have all the parts. This was literally just sitting in the car. Whole set of new bolts, because obviously the other ones were broken, most of them. There's 17 total, it's not all of them. And a new gasket, guys. This is OEM.
A new
stuff right here.
gasket.
As you can see, you know it's OEM because it has a little, like, I guess, red bead of, I think it's like silicone or built-in rubber. But this is a OEM gasket, so very carefully we're gonna get this plate in and torque it down to 10 newton meters per bolt. Not much left to do, just do it. So
Let's do it.
Okay, officially, they're all torqued, marked, torqued in sequence. The plate is on, the gasket's underneath. It's good to go. Now remember, this is why we got the car for so cheap, because you weren't able to do that because the bolts were snapped. Officially all tapped, they're all done, it's all bolted up. We're not out of the water yet. Now we're gonna pressure test it, see if it works. If it does, we can move on to putting the transmission in. If it doesn't, we're back to square one again. And, you know, I don't know what we'll do at that point, but we'll figure something out.
You will figure something out. They will.
We can move forward.
Okay, we just put the car up and we just pressure tested
Okay,
the
we
cooling
just put
system.
the car up
I got
and we
great
just
news.
take the
It passed
pressure
with
plate.
flying colors. We actually left it pressurized for about 5 to 10 minutes, and it did leak any pressure. I didn't see any drops of fluid.
Let's go.
We went ahead and we already put the flex plate on. This flex plate we found in the back seat, and he actually labeled some of the bolts. So we kind of just reused the parts that were in the car, but it's on. I torqued it. Look at the torque spec. Also, we replaced the rear main seal. Okay, all that's left to do is to put the transmission where it's supposed to be, bolt it up, fire this thing up, and drive it. Let's do it. Okay, guys, so now that we know everything underneath the car is hopefully, fingers crossed, good to go, me and Noah just opened the trunk and got all of the remaining parts out of the car. Here's what we got. So this right here was all the parts in the trunk and the back seat. We have a big old torque converter. We got the trans mount, some other mounting plate. We have the engine cover. We have tons of bolts and brackets in bags, which he kindly labeled. So thank you to the previous owner. And last but not least, the good old ZF transmission. This
CS
thing is
transition. Ugh.
just
Ooh,
to remind you,
filthy.
this entire project for the previous owner started when his transmission blew up. So this is one that he picked up on Marketplace already, intending to finish the job. That should work. We have absolutely no clue if this came out of a running car. We're taking his word for it. So kind of a lot of work to not really know for sure, but screw it. We got it.
You stole the transition.
This
Transmission.
exact
How?
transmission is a ZF 5HP-24, which we looked up online is the correct transmission. They made a lot of different types of ZF transmissions. If you didn't know, ZF makes
I think the food I'm eating is out of date.
Jaguars, Land Rovers, Dodge, BMW.
I'm gonna eat anyway
goes on.
for
So
my immune
we verified
system.
it. This should work. Okay. before we
So,
put this trans
when I'm on the
in,
streets,
we're
I can
gonna need
survive.
The torque converter. So I just pre-filled it with some fluid, which is what you're supposed to do. And you just slip it on. Should be pretty straightforward, assuming. Oh, there we go.
Oh yeah.
Typically, it's supposed to hear like some clicks, but I think it went in all the way on the first try right there.
Oh yeah.
So it's extremely heavy.
Man, imagine dropping out on the floor. The whole transmission. I gotta give these guys credit though, man.
Dude,
Really impressive.
linked up right now. We're just fingering
But they make it look so easy.
bell housing bolts just so that it holds up.
Like whatever they're doing, they
This
make it look
transmission jack
ridiculously
from,
easy.
Zach, and it is so much better than the one we have. The one we have is super flimsy, and it feels like it's gonna break. It's just a complete death trap. Yeah, we're getting these bell housing bolts in right now, and yeah, so much easier. But putting the transmission in, piece of cake. So what makes this transmission different from what we're used to is that one, there's no dipstick, which means the process of filling with fluid is going to be a little complicated, and we're going to show you that in a second. The other thing is that you don't have as many connections as other cars do. We got a lot of these connectors right here, which basically do a lot of stuff for the transmission, so it's just kind of plug and play. So just a couple of those connectors and the transmission's pretty much good to go. So we're gonna finish off the bell housing bolts. Obviously the ones at the top are gonna be a little bit tricky. We're gonna have to go in from up here with a lot of extensions and some tape and hope that we can thread them in. Then the trans mount and then the
Trans
drive
mount.
shaft. as you guys have seen in the last year, we've done a lot of tranny work lately, and we figured out, you know, different ways.
A lot of
to,
tranny work.
you know, not only get the transmission in there, but little tips and tricks on how to get those bolts in, like putting tape on the end of the bolts at the end of that big long extension.
What are they
Doesn't
talking
fall
about?
off while we go thread it in. Little things like that.
Alright, well, we have a little bit of an issue. So,
No way.
I was going to install the trans mount, and it looks like the bushings are not there. Let me show you.
The what?
As you can see, that is the top half of a trans bushing with the big, you know, the trans mount, the thing that squishes in between the two plates. So it looks like somewhere, you know, along the road, I don't know if he took them off or tore them off or cut them in half, but regardless, we just looked at the car, I looked in the trunk, they're nowhere to be found. So it's now
You have to take the transmission back
late
out.
on a Friday, and we have to now source these parts, because if we don't do this, it's going to set us back a long time. We can't take the trans jack out, we can't bolt this thing up, we can't put the drive shaft in, bunch of problems. So let's go see if we can find that bushing.
What? No way. What shop would sell that?
Okay guys, by the luck of the draw, Noah found the bushings. I can't believe we have them, but this is what we were missing.
What
And
shop
this
sells
right
that?
Here, and there's a
I've
little
never seen that in
notch.
Halfords, bro.
Backwards. A little notch, you can line the notch up. There you go. And there's two of them. There's one here and there's one here. And this plate, you know, sits in the bottom of the transmission and holds it up. And then if these blow out, then your transmission starts rattling and the whole car feels like shit. So it's good that we're replacing those anyways. So
I guess so.
the rest of the bolts, we can put this in. Then the drive shaft.
Alrighty, so we have the new
Ah.
bushings in place, tightening up the bolts right now. Once we do that, we can tighten up these bolts, which BMW, good engineering right here. They put a little slit right here so you can put a wrench. It goes all the way up through to the back of the nut that holds the bolt on. So we'll tighten those up, and then we can officially bolt this into the car. Okay guys, we just got done putting the bolts into the trans mount, so now we should be good to just drop this. And boom, just like that, baby. There's officially a transmission in the 540 once again. So now we can move this out of the way and get to work on finishing up the wires, the heat shield, the exhaust. I gotta put this trans line in.
I definitely think my food's out of date.
Close to it, guys. And right
Not
here,
out of
the
date.
exhaust is
Sorry,
as you can
undercooked.
see,
The word is
it's
not
really
undercooked.
straight
I'm not eating out of
It's
date
got
food.
two tabs, it's got two different
It's
tabs, I don't know
undercooked.
why, but the previous owner looks like he's in a
It's raw. Sorry.
straight pipe. So this thing should sound pretty
Like I
good.
said, raw
Excited
meat
to hear it.
helps me survive in the streets.
Okay, next up is
Imagine you gotta eat a nigga.
of course, this was nice.
There's nothing to eat. There's a dead body in front of you. You're gonna eat it or not?
That one end bolts in like a normal drive shaft. The other end uses a CV axle type mechanism. This thing is really
Someone
weird.
said in the chat, I will cook the dead person first. Fair enough,
This
bro.
thing needs to be, you know, it needs new grease. So, never done this before. Should I take the old grease
L.
out
Jeffrey Dahmer.
as much as I can, and then
L. Jeffrey Dahmer in the chat.
the place that we just picked up the other parts had a bag of new grease and a new gasket. So,
Munch? You guys are munch? Alright, alright.
this stuff does not smell great.
Ew, what is that?
Damn it. Okay, well, it appears that I opened up the grease bag and not the way you're supposed to do it, so this is gonna get messy. And I think we just,
Oh, yes.
I'm not really sure how to do this exactly.
I don't even know what they're doing.
That's okay. We're just gonna,
Mmm.
you know,
Mmm.
put a lot of black grease, we're putting some gray grease.
Don't bite the hand that fingers you.
I do advise, if you try to do this yourself, probably go watch a YouTube video and don't do what I'm doing.
Why not?
Alright, here's the gasket. No. No. It's like cardboard.
No.
It's like pretty thick. And then, oh, there's a tab? Oh, dear lord. Unless I break the tab off. Oh, look, it's already kind of broke. Yeah, we're just gonna. Wait. Oh, wait. Oh, it's a sticker!
it's a sticker.
Oh my goodness! Definitely watch a video before you do this. Look at that.
Get your greasy hands off it.
This
Yeah.
Then it has to be clean. Do I clean it more or just send it?
Send it.
Alright. We've never done a sticker gasket before. Kind of sick. Bada bang, bada boom. We'll install the drive shaft. Also, I need to change my gloves. Look at my dirt stain on my hand.
Haha.
Here we go, put the drive shaft in.
Let's go, let's do it.
Okay, here's the deal. transmission
What's the deal?
is bolted up.
What's the deal, Anil?
Shaft, heat shield, torque converter.
Yes,
bolts.
do I look good?
Everything is pretty much done. We got
Chat, do I
to
look
the-
sexy?
The crank position sensor, but this was off of a different car, so it's a different crank position sensor. We think we have a way to connect it and make it work, so we're about to get on that. Quickly, I want to show you guys this right here. Because this transmission was in the trunk, and before that it was in some random shop, and it kept getting passed around, this bracket got bent like beyond belief, so I had to bend it back. And
Bend it back and
getting
then
the
dig it,
linkage
dig it.
Connected to the linkage in the car was a little bit tricky, but we got it done. It'll go, park everything. So much has been done. All the really important stuff, the lines that go to the radiator. It's just crazy. Once again, guys, I've never owned or touched or even driven an E39 BMW before. I'm not a BMW mechanic. I'm not a mechanic in general.
You
Me
see,
and Lenny are
you're not a
just
mechanic.
hobbyists who are just, diving right into this.
You're not a
Now,
mechanic.
Putting it back together is not so much of a bitch. When
He's
you
in a mechanic's shop, and you're trying to tell me you're not a mechanic.
What bolt went where?
What is
But
he?
Since we have no idea what
I'm not a
we're doing,
mechanic.
kind of putting it all back together. Oh, this bolt fits here. I think
You're
it
a
fits here.
mechanic.
It's a little tricky, just trying to figure out where everything goes and to just dive into it. But once again, it can be done. That's what YouTube's for. That's what all the forums online are for. But you just kind of figure it out. You just dive into those projects and you just figure
I get
it
you.
out.
I get it.
So this is the wire for the crank position sensor. It goes up to the car, and then that's the crank position sensor on the bell housing. It reads the teeth on the flex plate. Now this transmission came in Jags, Beamers, 5 Series, 7 Series. I know for a fact it did not come
Chat. I'm gonna be back in 2 minutes.
in a 97 540i, but it is the right transmission. But unfortunately, this crank position sensor is different. Now there's little teeth, little keys on the sensor, and it's causing this to not plug in. See, I plug it in and it won't work. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna grind those off, plug it in, maybe throw a zip tie on it and see if that works. I should. I mean, it's a sensor's a sensor, and then we can put the exhaust on, start this car up. Okay, exhaust is on, everything's good. We just have to connect the O2 sensors. Now, the previous guy had labeled them like rear right, rear front, but they're incorrect. So, of course they are. I'm just gonna do the opposite then. That's all good. Now, what we gotta do now is fluids. So, already drained the oil, gonna put new oil in, obviously, and then we gotta do the trans fluids. We already filled it up, but that's not enough. There's no dipstick, trans dipstick on these cars. Of course, BMW stuff. So there's a fill hole and a drain, and we've already filled it. Now what we gotta do is start the car, run it, just about like 30 degrees to 35 degrees Celsius. Once we get to that point, then we could fill it more until it starts pouring out. Basically, when you run the car, the fluid starts moving to other parts of the transmission, and you wanna make sure it's completely full. You don't want to do anything more, because then you'll start bursting seals. You don't want to do anything less, because then you burn up the transmission. So we got to be careful. And once again, guys, you got to remember, we don't even know if this transmission works. We don't know if it's got 300,000 miles on it or what. And, I mean, we don't even know if the motor works, so it's supposed to. So we'll see. Okay, guys, we just did the oil change. Brand new oil, brand new filter. Obviously, transmission fluid, new coolant, pretty much everything. Like, it is all led up to this. This is gonna be the first start. I hope it runs. I hope it starts up. We got power. The battery's been disconnected, so the battery should be good.
It's making some noises. Tax's terrified.
Yeah, it's
Oh, did they get it running?
I have no idea what's gonna happen right now.
Okay, hold on. Let's.
Am I good?
I mean, everything.
Oh no, it's not
Everything
running.
looks good up here. I think you just, I think you just say fuck it.
Ooh,
Are you dead?
it could be the battery.
No, it won't crank.
Ah, damn.
Frank?
Yeah.
Either you're dead, maybe neutral safety switch, you think?
Yeah. Well, it's not even making the clicking noise. I turn it to the
Ah,
Is
man.
there like a safety thing, like a seatbelt safety thing?
You know, old cars are the worst. They always have problems, man.
You in park?
I'm in park. Okay, hey guys, it's not working, which is not good.
Ah,
I'm
pain.
trying to figure out what it could be. It's not making the clicking noise.
Wow, the
when you
interior
turn
in
the
that
key,
car is
so
beautiful.
It's gotta be a switch. It's gotta be something. If it was going like, then you know, okay, maybe it's a starter.
Some
or something
power,
like that,
yeah.
but it's not even making the noise. I'm turning the key, nothing. So just in case maybe our shifter linkage was bad or something, I'm trying to put it in each gear. Restart neutral, nothing.
Oh, so it's automatic
Drive.
too. Beautiful
We got a
car,
jumper
man.
on the battery right now, so I know for a fact it's got enough juice. Nothing. What could it be?
Okay, little update. We've been going back and forth trying to figure out why this thing wouldn't start. You know, likely when you have a dead battery, you still hear the starter click or whatever, and we didn't. So it very much was
True.
reminiscent of like a sensor or a neutral safety switch, basically telling the ECU not to send any power to the starter.
1 second, guys.
I was just going down through checking all my connections that I did back here, and what I found was the gear selector on the transmission is a big sensor. It's very weird. And I don't think it was clocked all the way in the park position. Essentially the transmission didn't realize that it was in park, so therefore the engine obviously is not going to start when it's not in park. Now that that latch actually went fully in the right position, I think it should start and crank. I have no clue, so let's try it. I tightened that nut up, so let's go ahead and
Let's do it.
let's go ahead and crank it, see if it works.
Ooh, closer.
New.
Yeah, closer.
Sound good though.
Also, the lights are flashing.
Ah, I think it might be the battery. It gives me battery vibes.
Nothing.
Nothing? So it wasn't reading park on the screen, so I readjusted it again. Now it actually says P on the screen. So let's see if the DME will let it crank now.
Okay, numero tres.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
Close.
Yeah! No way!
They did it.
Oh, a lot of smoke. A lot of smoke.
This sounds like terrible, but
Right, this start. Eee, sounds bad. I think it needs to warm up.
Ooh, it does not. It's not happy right now.
I think it needs a few startups.
I think so
Yeah.
too. Sounds loud though.
Here, turn it off, turn it off. Did you hear that, like, knock? I heard, like, a knock noise.
Yeah, it sounds like something's hitting. It doesn't sound like an engine knock. It sounds like something's hitting up there.
don't
I
know,
agree.
dude. Okay, we got it to idle, guys.
It's idling, but it's running fairly rough right now.
Yeah, it's
I genuinely think it just needs to
Don't
warm
have a
up.
check engine light though. Does the wheels move?
Do the wheels move? Here. Okay, put it in drive.
Do the wheels? Ah, the wheels move.
We're going forward. Put it in reverse. Put it in reverse. Put it in reverse, Taylor. Yep, we're going in reverse.
So the car
Guys,
drives.
that is crazy. I mean, I had my doubts. I had my doubts.
Someone in the chat asked me what I'm doing.
Actually accomplish this project.
Bro, I'm cutting my
And,
toenails.
me and
Leave me
Mike were
alone.
talking about if it doesn't work, we might have to just send it off to the scrapyard. But I'm glad we were able to do it. Knock on wood. Plenty of wood in here. We still have plenty to do. Okay, we got to run the car a little bit more while it's up in the air. Lenny's got to put some more fluid in the transmission because that's a huge, crucial step to this. It's only like half full right now, or 60% full. So we need to put more fluid in the transmission while it's running. Then after that, we can pull it out of the shop.
Someone asked me why am I
Actually
cutting my
see if it
toenails?
moves the car, how it's working, if it's slipping.
What do you
all
mean,
the good
why
stuff.
am I cutting my
It seems
toenails?
to be running a little bit rough right now. Sometimes, you know, we just gotta give it a few minutes of running. Maybe it'll work itself out. We don't have any check engine lights right now, but if there is a problem, I need it to run to the point where it gets a check engine light, so that we could scan it and it'll tell us what the deal is, where it's coming from. So, great success.
Holy shit, dude. There's like a terrible ticking noise. I'm not even gonna worry about it right now. This is moving. It's driving. It feels.
It's an exhaust leak for sure.
Yeah, I don't know, but
I'm not too worried.
it's totally moving.
It is moving.
Baby rev. Probably should
Gotta
have.
clean this car.
Like I said, these guys make it look very easy. Ooh, that sounds
Here,
nice.
do that again. That thing sounds amazing. Oh my god, what just came out of the exhaust?
Well, if you guys watched my last video, you will notice that that car right behind it is the car we watched build. So if you guys want to see, you see that car right behind it, the one that's like a silver blue, that car was also abandoned and they also turned it into that, and I reacted to that. So watch that, but we're moving on to this one for now. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Squirt everywhere. Probably just water.
I don't know. Let's finish pulling the car.
He said probably just water.
I say
When
we
le-
just fucking send it, blow the transmission to smithereens, and then manual swap it.
Honestly, this thing needs a manual. I mean, here, just one more time. I mean,
I do hear it.
this thing, come on. Come on, this thing needs a manual.
I get it to a degree, because I even thought,
It's too good. I don't know.
I thought it was going to be a manual.
Unless we got a manual swap.
Yeah, maybe it is the universe telling us we got to manual swap it. Motor seems healthy.
But before we do that, let's have some fun with that.
Totally. Let's do it. Hey guys, I'm gonna go haul ass right now and see how this thing sounds.
Wow, it's running pretty fucking good. Whoa. For £1,100, that's a beast.
Dude, this thing is fast.
Yeah, it
See
is.
how the car drives, how it runs, moves. This is my first time ever driving an E39 BMW, especially a 540i. It looks cool.
It looks
I like
hella
the
cool.
fact that it's got a V8 in it. I'm a big V8 guy, so let's see how it stacks up. Obviously, you know, we got an automatic transmission. This thing would be better in a stick, but so far, yeah, so far it's loud, which is great. It sounds good. You hear that V8 sound, and it moves. It kind of does push you in the back of the seat. The suspension is a little bit stiff because it's got the BC coilovers right now, but that's giving it that amazing like slam stance right now. This has got to be the best deal we've ever gotten on this channel so far. Like, this marks, with
Really?
the exception of maybe Lenny the M5, this is like best bang for your buck. Much better than 335. The 335 looked like shit. This car doesn't look that bad. Here, let's do it again. Let's give the car a good little push.
Ooh. It's beautiful though. I like the interior. I like the brown. I like the leather.
It also sounds pretty good.
Hello, old school
Once
gangster.
again, I'm a big American muscle guy. That's always been my favorite. But I totally get why the E39 is like the Beamer that people want. This is the 5 Series. They don't care about any other Beamers. Everyone that, you know, is a big Beamer guy says, get an E39. And they've been telling me this for so long. And I say, well, it's an old, you know, 20-year-old Beamer. Like, how great could it really be? I get it now.
Really?
When you're in the
Fair
car,
enough.
you're driving this and you feel that it's not a super light car. It's relatively compact compared to the newer 5 Series, but it's a feeling that you just gotta feel. It's hard to really explain, but you got the V8 power, you got that torque up front. Overall dimensions aren't too big. You definitely feel like you're in a luxury car, but it's not this big boat. But it really does feel like a German muscle car, like a good solid, you know, not a supercharged German muscle car like an E55, but it does feel like a naturally aspirated V8 muscle car. Prices are like this right now. They're on the rise. People are starting to drive these and realize, hey, these are pretty solid cars. So it's something you're gonna want to get in now before it's too late. Okay,
I
the
hear
car
it.
moves. It's great. You guys know that. The real question
Invest
today
in cars.
is, does this car do a burnout?
No. Oh, burnout. Yeah. I thought you meant donuts. Man, they're killing the tires though, man. Donut. I need to paint my fingernails again too. Maybe tomorrow.
Well, holy smokes, guys. I'm amazed, honestly, kind of in disbelief that we're here now. Not only does this car run, but it freaking rips.
It does.
When I was deep into that transmission tunnel, slaving away at drilling out those bolts and tapping them, and not really knowing if there was going to be an end in sight, not knowing if the transmission in the trunk worked, not knowing if the engine ran, to lead up to this moment.
It's
where this
beautiful
thing
looking though, man.
absolutely rips. It drives
Damn,
amazing.
I like
It's
it. I actually
honestly
really
the
like
best
it.
feeling in the world. Maybe you're just starting out with cars.
Hello,
maybe
cool.
You're a car veteran. Get out there, get your hands dirty, because this is what it's all about, guys.
Today it's time to manual swap our cheap
They're actually
$1,100
manual swapping it.
BMW
Why?
540i. In the last video, we picked up this car broken.
Go on, though. Go on.
Unfixable by many mechanics at BMW dealership, and a broken E39 BMW 540i. And our two monkey brains were able to figure it out.
Whoa, monkey
solve
brain.
the problem, fix the engine, get the transmission back in the car, get it running and ripping massive burnouts. But it had
Yeah.
and those are no fun. So it's time to do a manual swap on a
I would've
budget
kept it
on
automatic,
car
man.
right now. Quick reminder, our Patreon members help pick this car, and that's why we bought it, and that's why we fixed it, and that's why we're making these videos today. So
But why
join
not
our
keep it
Patreon
automatic?
and
If it's
help us
automatic,
pick our
like,
next
keep it
car.
as
You guys
automatic.
get to spend our money. Join, link in the description down below. Let's get to swapping. Okay, we saved you guys all the boring part of the disassembly. If you want to watch that, go check out the last video where we put the automatic in. But now it's manual time. So we got to remove the flex plate and put the flywheel on, of course. While everything's here, I want to show you guys something.
Fixing my
So,
fucked up hair, guys. Leave me
because
alone.
These cars came with a manual, and we sourced all the parts for the manual swap from a manual one of these. You can see right here, this is where the manual shifter goes. So obviously, this is for the automatic transmission. Shifter cable goes right through here. All you
What the
gotta do,
fuck?
Pull out this little piece right here, and this is where the manual shifter is gonna go. So this rubber piece, we gotta remove it from the top, and then the transmission will go there, and then the shifter will go.
Oh, it
right
actually
there.
doesn't look that
Let's remove the
difficult.
flex plate and put the new flywheel on first. and
It
then,
actually, I know.
from there.
The thing is, I know I could probably never do this, but it actually doesn't look that difficult.
$540 for $1,100 plus some drill bits to do the job that we did in the previous video. So we want to keep this manual swap as cheap as possible. This is the old clunky automatic, and we're going to put this up for sale. This is a great way to recoup some of the cost. We took it a step further. This has a torque converter, but as you know, on a manual, you have a flywheel and clutch. Now the flywheels, unfortunately, for 540s and for doing manual swaps, are like $700 to $800 new.
Ooh.
But we were able to find this used flywheel on Facebook Marketplace, and we were able to bargain the guy down to just $100.
That's
And I wanna show
crazy.
you something. If you're ever gonna buy a used flywheel, there's two things to look out for. You have the mating surface of the clutch, which this one has some hot spots, but I think it's gonna be fine. And then the other thing is, this is what you call a dual mass flywheel, which means it's two separate pieces held together by some bushings. You can't replace those. So you have to make sure, you see that play right there? You have to make sure that that play isn't excessive. And luckily, I'd say that's pretty good. There's no play on dual masses when they're brand new. So a little bit of play is fine, but if this thing was all slipping and sliding all over the place, we would not have bought it.
No slipping and
So
sliding.
I would say this is probably gonna be good to go, and luckily clutches are pretty dirt cheap. So we bought this on eBay for about $200. Literally like
$200 for a clutch is cheap.
And this should be able to go right onto this, and we'll be able to get the entire clutch and flywheel completely on the car for under $300.
No
which is pretty
way.
good. So let's get busy.
But what's the point? They just wasted money.
Flywheel
Keep it automatic.
on, barely. Yeah, torque it down. But yeah, this is the simple part. Luckily, we got.
Why buy a
special
automatic
tool
and turn it
unique
into a
to this
manual?
Because of the M6. And we did
Maybe
the
I'm just
clutch
stupid,
on the
right?
M6,
And I don't know nothing
same
about
exact
cars.
thing. So we already got the tool that we need. So
Or maybe I'm right. Why would you make it a
Snugging them up,
manual?
and we'll go around and torque them. Okay, this is how you install a clutch. So we got the clutch, we got the pressure plate, and we got the special tool right in between. The alignment
Nice.
tool. So we gotta make sure that that gets lined up right down the middle. There we go.
Yes,
Clutch
right
is
in
on,
there.
We gotta remove the trans lines. Now these are for the automatic.
Get the
transmission.
trans
They
out,
move
baby.
The trans fluid from the radiator to the trans. They go through all of like the subframe. The only way to really pull them out is to drop the subframe, or break out the handy dandy giant ass chopper.
Mhm.
And this is going to. We're just gonna have to cut it in half. Let's get to chopping.
One sec, chat. I'm gonna open my window. I'll be literally back in 10 seconds.
Did it work?
Oh yeah.
Oh. Look at that.
Okay.
This will be for sale. Anyone wants it? What I got.
No low balls.
Told you guys I'm hot.
Second one. Oh.
Now we can get the second one.
No, you got them both. You got them both. They're on the ground.
Okay, since we bought the car,
Nice.
we knew that we were gonna do
Nice
it
car.
swap, and we wanted to do it as cheap as possible. So we
Okay, I get it.
every single part individually and building our own kit.
Personally, I'm not a fan of the engine swap, just because I don't see the point. But maybe that's just me being stupid.
$3,500, $2,500 for a full kit. I didn't want to spend even close to that. So the people that had individual items, it's much easier to lowball them because it was just junk, sitting, and it was hard for them to sell. So we got each piece pretty much individually for dirt cheap, and of course we got the pedal assembly, the drive shaft, which this drive shaft is falling apart. We got to rebuild it. So all kinds of.
Do I look good?
pieces. The
Someone said wonky
trans
acid.
mount,
Fuck you.
we got, slave cylinder. Although we bought a brand new slave cylinder, we're gonna just replace it anyway. They're pretty cheap.
You know what? Is my dick wonky when it's in your fucking
Shifter,
bitch?
the paneling under the dash, and then of course the transmission itself. Now this transmission looks pretty good. No popping out of gear, no grinds.
Let's go.
The shaft right here is a little bit rusty, so we're gonna have to really clean that up with a wire brush.
Rusty.
Of course, brand new fork, pivot pin spring. Those are things that you might as well just replace if you're doing it, because you don't want to have to pull the transmission out because something broke.
He's
Just do it
right.
the right way. It's all
Yeah.
really, really cheap parts. So
No, it's not.
We've got wear marks. I could get one of these for $20. So, I'll just replace it. But overall, we want to keep this manual swap as cheap as possible. We're only $1,100 and a few drill bits into this car right now, which is a smoking deal.
Well, you're more now since you wasted money on a
Barely
manual
low
swap.
miles. Let's bang this out. First things first, we
No?
gotta put the pedals in. So in order to get these pedals,
What? How did you do that?
I'm gonna have to do is get under the dash. There's barely any room. Me and Lenny could barely fit under there. So I'm gonna have to remove the seat. But the car's already on the lift, so I'm gonna try to remove the seat, put it in the back, and then I can.
Man, that's a lot of
I
effort.
can start assembling this. So
Jeez.
I'm trying to undo the pedal assembly, that whole pedal box.
I've never seen someone do that. Actually, I do though. I know one person that
And just
manual
slap
swapped a
them
car.
right in. So
I think it was like an
really the belly panel, this thing's
42
gotta
or
get
whatever it's
removed.
called.
I'm pretty sure there's some wiring shit that we got.
Don't even know.
I haven't gotten to that part of the YouTube video yet, so I don't know exactly what I'm doing.
Man, look at that car. It's got
Pedals.
flipping.
There you go.
It's a beautiful spec car, man.
Clutch pedal in.
Beautiful car. I'm not gonna lie. Really nice.
Okay. Oh, you know what? First, we gotta punch out the hole for the hydraulic line for the master cylinder. So let's do that.
Pedals are in. I just put the last clip in. So
I would buy that car, if it ran and
on
drove.
to the next step.
I actually would.
One of the last things that we have to do in the interior before
Actually, maybe not.
car
I don't like old cars
old clunky
because they have too many
iron.
problems,
And it's literally
as you can see.
as simple as a few bolts, a bracket, and there you go. That's literally the shift mechanism that was
That's
used to
crazy.
govern this thing right here. But we won't be needing this anymore, so we can get rid of it. Even though this is a 1997 E39 BMW, a lot of the electronics and DMEs that are in this car are very similar to the older E34 generation. With that being said, this
Why would
is
it
the
not be?
transmission DME. We no longer need this, so I pulled it out. Here's the pin that it was connected to. We're not going to need this anymore. The car no longer has an auto. It no longer has any auto brain left into it. What it does need is this
Auto
fan
brain.
that controls the engine. And we already did all of the wiring that we needed to do in the footwell of the engine. So what we have left is this stuff. This is the back of the DME and all of the wires. There's only one wire, and I already spliced it together. I had to cut here and splice it right here. This is going to trick the computer into letting us start it
Trick.
and not letting any automatic transmission issues
Let's go.
arise. Basically,
Trick the car.
in short, the DME has to connect with the security system called the EWS module. A lot of complicated stuff. We did the wires. We should be good to go. So I'm going to tidy this up, put the DME back in here, close the hood, and we can move on to the next step. Pull a little zip tie action. And then we're gonna tape off the two terminals that are exposed because we don't want anything shorting out. Very minimal wiring for a, late 90s BMW manual swap. I would have felt like there would have been more to it. Okay guys, we just finished the wiring on this car. Luckily, wiring was pretty simple. A few wires underneath the dash, a few wires in the engine bay. Now it's on to the main shell. This is the manual transmission that we picked up. It's fairly used. We don't know how many miles are on it. We're kind of hoping it doesn't grind and pop out of gear. But
Fairly
we're gonna
new
do some
or
preventative
used?
maintenance while it's out of the car. So we're going to change as many bushings and
thingies that we can find on it that you can
That's
buy.
crazy.
So, taking the shifter linkage off, there is a known like piece of foam that sits inside this piece right here, and it just, I guess they go bad. It's like literally like a piece of like bread. So I'm gonna work on pressing this out so that we can change it. It's a lot easier to do when it's off the car.
Yeah, I would imagine.
There's the pin. Pull this off, and there you go. Dude, it's disintegrated. Look at that. You can't even see it. There's supposed to be one of these in there. It's literally disintegrated. So all these things help a shifter feel. And later, we're also going to change the very famous like white ball bushing that goes in the actual shifter itself.
How's
All
that
these
famous?
things,
Who knows what that
you
is?
want to put it in the car and I feel like shit. So we'll just scrape the old one out. Look at this. Look at that. It's literally disintegrated. Okay, I cleaned out the piece. We're gonna put the new bread bushing in here. You just basically press it in. You gotta use something nice and flat. Use this. There you go. Okay, bushing is pressed in. We'll simply slide this back on. Oh yeah, you can add it. Adds a lot more tension now. You gotta put the pin back in. We got the new bread. Oh, that's so much stiffer. Kind of crazy. We don't usually do maintenance on this channel, but nothing beats it when you sit in the car and you put your hand on that nice firm rod in the car. Nothing's better than that. Ooh, if I just shift it.
I do understand what he means to a certain point.
The
Like,
retaining clip is back in.
you know, just
Now we'll put the shifting rod back in. Now that's done, time to take care of the front side. This is the side that sees the clutch and the flywheel. So right off the bat, our crank sensor is absolutely toast. They're not supposed to be crooked. We have to replace that. Luckily, we still have the spare one in the automatic and it should work. We also have the old pivot pin. I mean, this thing is completely cheesed. Luckily, we got a new one. So we'll just plop that right in.
what even is that?
We'll go ahead and insert it.
Pivot pin.
All right, that's all taken care of. Real quick, there's a lot of rust because this transmission.
Yeah, that's very dirty.
So I'm just gonna take this little brass brush, just try to clean it all up. If it's all rusty and corroded, going back into all the grooves in the clutch, it's gonna be a bitch. All right.
It looks pretty dusty
Nice
to me.
and shiny.
Oh,
It's
no,
not
it doesn't.
perfect, but it's good enough.
Made a
Now,
difference.
we gotta install all the parts that make the clutch work, like your clutch fork and your release bearing. And then before we tackle that, we got a new slave cylinder. So real quick,
A slave owner.
Okay, we're gonna take the bolts out. So we're gonna replace this. You know, this one actually looks perfectly fine, but we're in here. It's only like $20, so. Here we go. There's the old one. There's the new one. Actually looks very similar, so that's good news. We bought the new part. Something we don't always do. Which goes in like so. Alright, got the new one in. Brake lines or clutch lines are tight, snug. Give these one final tightening. Okay, that is done. All right, well now we can grease it all up and we can install this. Smells like strawberry sauce. We're gonna take some grease, and we are officially now.
I thought he was gonna eat it.
grease
I'm
this
not even
grease
lying.
up. Can't go wrong with extra grease.
Ooh.
Gotta make sure both are really greased up.
That was very
Every point
unnecessary,
greased,
mate.
As well as I greased every touch point on
Yeah, it's more like
as
it.
well as the release bearing. So everything's all nice and greasy now. So now this goes on like so. Now, as far as I'm concerned, the transmission's ready to go in the car. All that's left to do is to rebuild the shifter real quick, some of the linkage, some of the bushings, and then we literally can get ready to bolt it in the car. I'm getting excited. I want to drive this thing. So now it's
They
time
were
to
just
get
driving
everything
it.
aligned properly and to start adding all of the bell housing bolts to get this tranny secured onto the car once and for all.
Okay, in order to get that perfect shifter feel, we need a new bushing. It's this little plastic piece that you put right in here, but let's lube it up with some grease. Okay, we're gonna just lube it all the way up. Make
Please,
sure
nothing
there's
freaky,
tons
guys.
and tons of grease. Okay, and then it goes like this,
Ooh.
just like that. Ready to go in. Push. I'm pushing.
Towards the front. Okay, good.
Okay, so real quick, off
What the hell?
camera, to save you the boredom, I went ahead and I replaced this bushing. This right here is the notorious BMW center support bearing for the drive shaft. That's how it came. It was completely broken. what I went ahead and did, I removed all the ball bearings, and that was the old bearing.
Thanks for saving us the
that
border,
sat
man.
Side of this housing, complete garbage. So we went and got a new one, just because you don't want your drive shaft flopping around underneath the car. So that one's all good to go.
Yeah,
and
he's right.
Reassemble this drive shaft. So let's put it in here. Here is the rest of it. Now it's really important because these are balanced that you mark them. So I marked it here. Just gonna line it up with my marks over on the drive shaft. And that to me looks like it's lined up pretty good. And we were going to put the drive shaft in, but we ran into a little issue. There's a bushing on the end of the drive shaft and it slips on to this
Slip
little
it
thing right
on,
here.
slip it off.
And this is the new one because the old one was
Very hot, by the
destroyed.
way.
Let me show you. This is the manual swap drive shaft, and the bushing is absolutely destroyed in there. And we don't want this thing wobbling around, so we got to replace it. But the problem is, it's a metal sleeve, so this whole entire thing has to come out, and it's, as you can see, very rusty. So we're gonna
Grease.
this is a slide hammer with a
What are
bearing
these
removal
parts?
tool.
And this guy said he wasn't a mechanic.
We could
Is
get
he
this
serious?
thing out with this tool. The idea is that we have the tool that's gone behind here and hooked the back parts of these metal thingies, and then we're gonna take the slide hammer, we're gonna try to pull it out and yank it out. It's kind of like the only way. If this doesn't work, we're gonna have to add some heat and some PB blaster, and we're gonna have to get creative. Here we
PP
go.
blaster.
It's not really doing a whole lot.
Yes. Oh.
You wanna give it a shot?
Mm.
Any progress?
Nope.
So I'm just trying to heat the outer casing.
Oh, that's
expand
kinky.
it. Oh. All right. We resorted to using a freaking saw, an air
Why not?
saw, but I believe I just cut through it. This thing was stubborn, man. Look at that.
What the hell is
That's
that?
the inner part of this.
Oh,
I cut it in half.
nice one.
Oh. There we go. So now we gotta clean this up, and then we gotta press this new one in a very precise manner. It can't go too deep.
Whoa, how is that precise? Okay.
Okay. I think we're good. Let's get this bitch in the car.
Putting this piece back on.
Man, these guys are skilled. Absolute crazy stuff.
So let's see if I can get it in. That's step number one.
Get it in.
Okay.
Man, chat, I'm really hot.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. I don't think it's going all the way yet. So I think you're just I'm gonna have to force it on. I'm gonna have to.
Why?
Because it's much easier to put the nuts and bolts on with it off.
Okay,
The
so put it in.
beast has been unleashed.
There's 6 of them, but I only have 5.
I did it. I can't even.
I would think it would go this way just because I don't know how it would go in that way.
Anyway, am I weak?
Gonna need some persuasion.
Asian persuasion.
What do you know?
These are all tight.
What's next? Exhaust.
Okay, we've done pretty much everything. Everything's put back together. All the wiring is done. Because this is a 97 model year, like the 97, they made
97
all
model.
different variants of this car in the first part of 97 and the second half.
What,
they
1997?
changed it again. So we have like a different DME than all the instructions.
No
are on.
way.
So figuring out how to wire it was a little bit tricky, but we figured it out. Now that
It
everything's
sounds very
pretty much
tricky.
good to go, I'm gonna go ahead. I gotta put my foot on the brake. I guess I don't have to. I have it in neutral, and the clutch switch, when you push the clutch in all the way, it doesn't fully push the button down. So I'm gonna manually do it with my finger, and that's just to get us started. So we're gonna have to figure out how to fix that later, but just for now, I'm just gonna put my finger and
My finger in the car.
away.
Fire in the hole.
There we go.
Does it crank? Oh. Oh.
Nice.
Did you hear that? Hold on.
Oh.
Dude, what? Did it sound like a knock to you?
Yeah, man.
No, knock. Something's hitting. I don't know if it's like the drive shaft.
Here, you should probably start again. Let me look to see if the drive shaft's hitting something.
Yeah, look, something is hitting for sure.
It
It
sounds
like
terrible.
the fan is hitting something. So check to see where the sound's coming from.
Okay. All right, go ahead. Start it again. I'm gonna try to see if I can find the sound. Now it's not starting.
Something.
It's not the fan. Oh no, dude, it's coming from the bell housing. It's 100% coming from the bell
Oh,
housing, dude.
that's a headache.
Did we put the clutch in wrong?
Yeah.
No, dude.
Yeah.
It definitely sounded like it was coming from the front.
It was running as an automatic. Why
Definitely
go
sounded
through
like
this much effort to
rotating,
change it?
Which could be
Or am I the only one that thinks that's weird?
clutch.
It's a nice running automatic. Keep it automatic. Why change it to manual? Why stress yourself out?
Crank sensor.
Let's see. It might be worth it.
The fact that we use the automatic crank sensor, which looks a little.
Oh. So Noah's talking about that sensor right there. Here, let me pull it out. Okay, guys, I took the bolt out, and this right here is the sensor that Noah's talking about. And you know what, dude? Dude, this thing does look chewed up. Take a look at this. What do you think? That definitely looks like it could be like rotating on something and chewing it up. It's hitting the flywheel probably.
Hitting the fly while hitting my girl.
It's chewed up. Yeah, that thing's all chewed up. So it's just hitting the
Here, well,
flywheel.
we don't
Hopefully
know.
It didn't damage the flywheel.
This was used. Let's put this in and like kind of pull it out like about a quarter of an inch and see if the sound goes away.
Maybe we could grind it down.
That doesn't sound like a good idea.
Grind it down.
Okay, go ahead and crank it. So there we go, guys. I'm pulling it out. Oh, 100%. Turn it off. Oh, 100%. Dude, I literally was able to just like smash it into the flywheel.
By the way, we got a check engine light now.
Oh.
I just smashed that into the flywheel.
So maybe we should grind it down.
No, we're not doing that, dude.
Why not?
All right, guys.
So guys, I can move up,
angle
boobs.
grinder to the tip of the sensor.
Can you guys see this?
So we're gonna jam it in and see what happens. You ready, Noah?
I can.
I'm gonna hold it in before I put the screw just to see how it sounds. Go ahead. Oh, dude. We did it. Literally pulling it in and out.
Ooh. Oh, what are they pulling in and out?
There's a little tick from an exhaust leak, but like we're good.
A little tick from an exhaust leak. That's not normal, mate.
All right, it's on the ground.
It's not normal.
Time to see if it goes in gear for the first time.
It's going into gear all nice. Hopefully all the bushings and everything's correct.
Ooh. I like this car though, man.
Let's hope it actually works.
Oh, it's moving.
Yeah, it is moving, mate. I can see it.
I think it's working. You actually did it.
Dude, it's literally moving.
It's moving.
Pull it out.
We put our Chinese shift knob on.
Why not?
And, it keeps coming off. I think we're gonna have to put the old one back.
Oh,
on.
man.
The old one's falling apart, but
Put which
it
one?
stays on.
Dildo. No way he said that.
How's the clutch feel? How do the pedals feel?
Feels good. Decent amount of pressure, not too heavy. Shifter goes into gear really nicely. This is a problem though. This thing keeps coming
Just
off.
super glue it.
I'm gonna take it on the street, see how it goes. First to second, second to third, make sure everything's working. But so far, this is a massive accomplishment.
Nice
The fact that
sunroof.
It's actually moving. I was
This car reminds me a lot of a Mercedes.
expecting more problems.
I know you guys
So far,
know
so good.
what I'm trying to say.
Hopefully we can actually get
Like
it
for a
smooth
BMW, it looks like a
and
Mercedes.
everything's going good. It is a brand new clutch, so we gotta break it in, which means drive it, gently and clutch in, clutch out, clutch in and out. It needs like 300 clutch in and outs, something like that. So just in and out, keep putting it in and out. You definitely don't want to abuse.
Well, you want
it
to keep
or
putting it in and
be
out.
Too reckless with it.
All right, dude, I'm excited. Let's get it on the street. I want to hop in it.
Go on, man. Keep putting it in and out for us. Come on. It's very clean though. Very clean.
manual
They
swap
need to
540i.
fix that
I remember
bit,
guys picking this
but
car up for 1,100 bucks. You could pick up one broken with an auto for dirt cheap. This is in pretty decent shape overall on the whole entire car. Obviously, it had the broken bolts. We had to fix that. Got it running, throw the auto back in. But that wasn't good enough. It was time for a manual swap. We bought all the parts used. That way we could get everything cheap. Manual swapped it, which it really wasn't that bad.
they made it look
The car
easy.
is now worth a whole lot more money. We could probably
Really?
make a decent amount of money because these and with a 6-speed are, you know, highly desirable.
Why are they more? Most cars are more expensive automatic.
We got a pretty much bulletproof V8 engine that makes a good amount of horsepower. We got a 6-speed manual transmission, all new bushings, brand new clutch, everything. So everything just shifts perfectly, feels exactly the way you'd want in like a really classy, nice BMW, like a European car. And yeah, I love it. I mean, the shift's so smooth, the clutch is so light, so easy. This is a great car to learn to stick on, to be honest. It's like impossible to stall it. So
You know what? I do like cars like that.
10 out of 10. I can't put to words how happy I am and how proud I am of the work that we've been able to accomplish. And to do it in a timely fashion, and do it on a budget, nothing's more satisfying than that final payoff. You take it out on that first drive, which we're doing right now, you know, testing to see if there's any bugs. This car is an entirely different car with a manual transmission. You have so much more control over the car. So obviously, if I want to go do some burnouts and donuts, which I know every cell, every fiber in my body right now is fighting me to prevent myself from doing that, because we got to break in this clutch properly. We got to get the clutch in, clutch out. Otherwise, you know, we'll burn up the clutch in seconds.
True.
But, you know, with that 6-speed manual, you have that ability to kind of move the car the way you want it to move. And the car is slammed on those coilovers with those E90 wheels. It just looks amazing. We are well below $3,000 total into this car right now, so I'm pretty excited.
Not
with
bad.
what's coming. At the end of the day, we're in this car
Not
less than what
bad.
a used e-bike could go for.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
Alright guys.
For less than $3 grand.
Test driving it.
Very
Yeah,
nice
needless to
car.
say, this thing is badass with a stick shift. I mean, right off the bat, this thing shifts buttery smooth. Replacing all the linkage and all the bushings was definitely a necessity. Like, I highly recommend if you ever do this, just spend an extra little bit of money, get the new bushings. Makes a big difference.
Nice.
Well, guys, we did it. This was a massive success. And honestly, it wasn't even that hard. And we did it pretty cheap. This 540 has undergone a massive transformation. Back when we got it, when the transmission was literally in the trunk, to now, a different transmission, a manual transmission. And it runs and drives amazing. Me and Noah put a lot of hard work into this.
Ooh, look at these other videos.
So if you enjoyed this video,
Buying a £300 Mustang. Hey, hope you guys enjoyed that car video. See you guys next time.